Hey guys, welcome back. It's been a pretty rough year for us. The last time I made a video was reporting on our second and third round of IVF. We retrieved 11 eggs and 14 eggs, respectively, and ended up with 9 embryos to send off for PGS testing. We ended up with only 5 being normal. So the other 4 were severely abnormal. They are just not going to be viable at all. So that's really sad, but we did have 5. We had discussed with my doctor several times about doing something different as far as transfer prep goes. In the first round of IVF, all 3 of those transfers were done on an estrogen protocol. So doing the escalated estrogen to thicken my lining, and then starting progesterone, doing it that way. I had asked my doctor, begged in fact, if we could please do something different. I follow some girls on Instagram who have done different things. I have a couple of girls that I follow who had lining issues like I did, and I just really wanted to try something different the next time. Basically, after we lost our last embryo, I told my doctor, I'm not doing one more thing unless you agree to do something different next time. I'm not doing the same things over and over again and just keep blowing through these embryos that are precious to us. So he agreed, and we came up with a plan to do a low dose stems cycle when we went to transfer the next time. The stems that I would do for an egg retrieval to grow eggs, we would do a very, very low dose of the stems. I would be stimulating my ovaries to produce the estrogen to thicken my lining. So it's just a different way of producing estrogen in the body. I was really hoping that that was going to work. Just didn't work. Embryo didn't take. That was pretty devastating to us. That was our 4th loss with IVF. I have to say, more than I was sad, I was just pissed off. I called the nurse to schedule our WTF appointment, and she said, you know, how are you feeling with everything? And I said, not great. I'm pretty pissed off. Like, this is crap. I see women coming through here getting pregnant and leaving and never to be heard from again, and it's like a factory. They're just coming in and getting pregnant and going out. And here I am setting up shop. Might as well move into one of the exam rooms because I'm there so much. So she said, have you ever thought about maybe speaking with another doctor in the clinic? And I said, I didn't know that was an option. We liked our doctor to the extent that he supposedly knew what he was doing. He's a very intelligent person. I just think he's very old school, and so whatever works for him 90% of the time, he's wanting to stick to, and I'm not the 90%. I don't fall in the majority. I fall in the minority, and if there's a 1% chance of my apartment cabinet falling off the wall into the floor, it's gonna happen to me, because that really did happen to us. Anyways, I'm going off on a tangent. All of that to say is that this kind of crap happens to me. Doing something that works for everybody doesn't mean it's gonna work for me. When it's been shown that it won't work for me, we need to do something different. So I knew that if we stayed with him, he was just gonna try that again, and it didn't seem to work. So instead of scheduling our follow-up appointment with him, we just directly switched doctors within our clinic and met with another doctor. She's younger. She did her fellowship at Cedars-Sinai in Los Angeles, so she's a little more open-minded, a little more maybe out of the box. We felt like we need to do something different. She probably will be willing to do something different with us. When we met with her, we felt really hopeful. She said, let's try a more natural approach, and we'll do sort of a natural protocol where you get your period, your body is going to prepare for ovulation, and that will thicken your lining, and then we'll let you ovulate, and then after you ovulate, we will do the transfer according to when you ovulate. I thought that was a great idea. I've heard some people doing natural cycles, but it's a little more tricky because you can't manipulate it like you can in an estrogen protocol, so it's a little harder to guesstimate the timing, but we went with it. She put me on an antibiotic. As a general precaution, she puts people on an antibiotic. Why not? It's not going to hurt anything. She also put me on a steroid because I asked her to. I have sciatica and I suffer with chronic pain in my hips, my legs. Having all that inflammation in my body that's very close to my uterus, I felt that it could be affecting things in that way, so I asked to be put on a steroid. She was happy to do that. We went through the transfer, lost it. It was at that point that I said, no more. Stop. Pause. Nope. I'm not gonna keep throwing away our embryos. I'm not gonna keep trying different things with no basis on why we're trying them. I'm not doing it. I asked my doctor if we could do more testing. I asked her to do a miscarriage panel. She said they don't do that anymore. I asked, what other testing can I do? She said we don't really do any other testing. I just felt very out in the water without a paddle. And I mean out in the deep blue ocean without a paddle. It's very disheartening when your specialist, I use that term loosely, cannot or is not willing to find an issue and resolve it. It makes you feel helpless. In that meeting, I asked her if she could test me for natural killer cells, for immune system issues, for autoimmunities, for whatever. And she said, you know, have you thought about getting a second opinion? And I'm like, you are my second opinion. I have a friend who has been telling me for quite a while now that she went to a doctor in New York to get some blood work done to test a wide variety of things. He found that she needed X, Y, and Z because she had these immune issues, and he put her on a specific protocol and she got pregnant. So I looked into him, and he seems to be the type of person who could help me. He runs a huge panel of things. I don't really even know what all of it means. I just know that we've never had all that testing done before. Maybe he can find something new. We've completed most of the testing. We went to a lab locally and had some blood draws, and then we actually had a phlebotomist come to our house and draw, I believe, 5 vials from my husband and 20 from myself. And then my husband had 2 different semen analyses done. I'm hoping that in the next 5 to 6 weeks we hear back from the doctor about his report, because this is really our pretty much last hope for me carrying our child. I'm really hoping this doctor in New York can help us, because we did the Attain program for our second and third round, it covered both egg retrievals and all of the transfers. So we've prepaid for that. If we don't do any more transfers, we've lost all that money. They don't give you anything back. If this doctor doesn't find anything, we'll probably try to get pregnant with our remaining embryos, and if not, then we're probably looking at adoption. Right now, it's really tough for us because it's a lot of waiting, a lot of wondering, and a lot of anxiety because I'm worried, well, what if he doesn't find anything? What if everything comes back normal? Well, that's good in a sense because everything's normal, but it's bad in a sense because we've paid a lot of money to try and find answers to our unexplained infertility. And I just freaking hate that term, unexplained infertility. It's just the worst. Sometimes I wish someone could tell me, okay, this is horribly wrong with you. And I could go, oh, okay. I could take that in, accept it, and then move forward. I feel like my body is a money pit. We've had 5 failed frozen embryo transfers now with several different protocol options. So it's very frustrating. I'm going to try to keep these videos more updated as we go on. This Christmas season has been especially hard. We lost my granddaddy a couple of months ago, and this is our first Christmas without him. And we had our 5th transfer the day before he passed away. It was a boy, and we just felt like God took an angel, and so he's going to give an angel. And we just felt like that transfer in particular was going to work just because of how it all happened. But it didn't work. It didn't work. This is why I'm such a realist. This is why I don't, get excited about things. If I have something to be excited about, it'll come, and then I'll be excited. We'll get through it. We always do. Until then, we have each other, which is the best thing we could have. My husband and I are best friends, and I don't know how I would do any of this without him. And our sweet doggies. Thank you for coming along on our journey. We're not out of the woods yet, and I'm hoping that we get some answers soon. And I hope that the next video I make is better than this one. Thanks for watching.